Hello friends. In this lecture, we are going to deal with some problems in the string where we are going to solve it without using any predefined functions. Let's have the first problems where we have been asked like write a program to enter a string and find the number of characters or the length of the string including the blank space. It means we'll have to provide some string, means we'll have to create a string that may consist some blank space as well. We'll have to count it that how many characters of this string has with the blank spaces. How can we solve these problems? So here for doing this we first have to declare a array which is the character type who are going to hold the whole of the string. So for doing this, let's have main. These problems here also we are going to solve it without using the any predefined functions. So let's have start with the main, declare the string which is the character type. Let's have the characters, the string, let's have it is str. Define the size. As such, the array at the time of declaring we must have to specify the size always should be constant time. Similarly, in the case of the string, at the time of the declaration we must have to specify what is the expected size of the string. Suppose we are expecting the size of the string will not exceeds more than 50, so let's have a string 50. To read it, the string here are going to read whole of the string character by character. To hold it a single characters, we need some of the variable. Let's have is ch, and let's have for iteration purpose for reading the first characters, then second characters, to take care about the index value, let's have I. It will always initialized by 0 because the index of the string is always begin from the 0 only. So let's have it is 0. And for counting, let's have a counter variable count which is being initialized by 0. Even though it is not mandatory through the this index number, through this I only we can also find the number of the characters or what is the length of the string very easily. But at the beginner, let's have we have taken a separate variable, let's have count, which has been initialized by 0. So as many string as many character that will read in a string one after another, we will increment this counter one by one. So counter here, you may display the message printf. You may ask the users enter your string. So at the time of reading your string, as such we know that we can use the get character instead of scanf. So we'll have to use a loop because here we are going to read the multiple number of characters, but here the get character can read only a single character at a time. That's why we must have to place it inside the loop. So get characters, it will read the character from the user, hold it, store it some of the variables, and will keeps on reading until will not press it. Let's have the new enter button, so \n. So once the user will provide the first value, so it will hold it in the variable ch. So we'll have to store it into the string. So let's have str, because here defining the string as a str, then we'll have to place it this ch. So once we read it, we must have to be increment this index value, because once we read the second characters, we must have to place it in the second index value. So I plus plus, it will keeps on going. As such, we have already know. And at the end, to defining the end of the string, so as long as that I has increased, we'll have to place at the null character at the end. So I to be the I will stop at the last position, so we'll have to place it as a \0 as a null character to define it at the end of the string. So here your string is ready. Now what we'll have to do, we'll have to count the number of variables, the number of characters, sorry. So here itself the I can easily tell how many number of characters, but as such here we have used a separate variable counter to count the number of characters. So as many character it will read, that many time the counter should be incremented. So here you simply mention that count plus plus. So if we place the first character, the counter will be incremented by 1. So the counter it will increment it as long as then this while loop will continue. So it will read that many number of characters. So simply you may display the message printf. You may display the message like your string. It is up to you that how you are willing to have your mass display. So here I may display the message like your string is, then percent is for displaying the string, and length equals to percent d. So here for percentage we'll have to specify, even though I don't have a space, so here I am mentioning str for display the entire string, and for the length, let's have it is count. That's it. So this is the simplest program where we can read it the whole of the string together without using any blank space, with using the blank space and without using any predefined functions, as well as we can easily count that how many number of the characters in that string. So this counter variable will keeps on increment even though there have any blank space. So as long as this while loop will continue, till then counter will be incremented. So here it will simply, it will be the length of the string. Similarly, in the second example, suppose here we may write a program to enter a string and find how many times does a character occurs in a given string. So here we'll have to create a string. We'll have the string will be provided by the users. We'll have to read the string. Then we'll have to count that how many times a specific characters has encountered. So here we need to provide the two values. One, that's the string, and which characters that we wish to count it. So here to do this, we may start it from the main. Then we can declare as a characters to read it the string. Let's have str. Suppose we may expect the size of the string will not exceeds more than 50. So let's have str 50. So to read it the characters by character, let's have ch is a sum of the variable to hold it the characters, and to ask the user that which characters you are expecting to read it, let's have it is x. Now, so for iteration purpose, as in the previous case, we have used this one I. Let's have it is I equals to 0. But here we do not need the count because we are not going to counting how many times does the character. No, it is also required how many times a single character will occur given string. So we need, let's have it is count. It will always also initialized by 0. So here we'll have to create your string first. So here you may ask the user printf. First, our intentions to create your string. So let's have print enter your string to read the whole string. So either we can use the scanf, but here as such we know that we cannot use the scanf because the scanf cannot read the blank space. So it's better to use the get character. So let's have while ch equals to your get character. It will read one character at a time. It will read until the do not have the new line or enter button. So not equals to your enter. Then to read it, store it into your string str. Let's have I, because I has initialized by 0. So I, it will be initialized by the ch because ch is holding the characters what it will be read by the get character, and I, it will be incremented. So I plus plus at the end. You may specify the end of the string that stri, because the I will hold the last index value. So at the last index value as such we know that we'll have to specify as a null character, so \0. So here string is ready. Now here you may ask the user which characters you wish to find that its occurrence. So you may ask printf enter the character. So to read the input, you can normally, because here is going to user going to provide a single character, so simply we can use the scanf of %c. Let's have it is x now. So ampersand x. So x is a holding that characters what we wish to count how many times that x is basically occurred in this provided string. So suppose here I have provided a string, suppose Subhasis and Banerjee. So here I wish to count, let's have a. So the x will hold the character a, and here it is your str string which I have provided. So here we are going to count it from the very beginning. So it is the I, it will nothing but your 0, the first index value. We'll have to keep on searching until the string will not have the null character. So here we can use, here we'll have to initialize your I equals to 0, because here we'll have to start from the 0 only. So here the I, again it will be initialized by 0. Then we'll have to continue while your str of I, because the name of the string is str of I is not equals to your end of the string. So how can we specify that end of the string? Because at the end it contains the null characters. So till then we'll continue. So here we'll check if your stri, whatever it has, if it is matched with the x, because x is the characters what the users is expecting the number of occurrence. So it will match. So that time your counter variable will be incremented. So let's have count plus plus. As such, we know that if they have a single statement, we do not need this quotation marks, parenthesis. So there's normally count plus plus. Now it will keeps on going. So it will continue until the null character will not encounter. So at the time of the, so here it is ready that how many times that character has appeared. So simply you will display the message printf your string is, you may display your string by %x, and the number of occurrence of which characters, that x. So let's have %c is your %d. %d will specify the count how many times. So this %s from this string, that str, this occurrence of %c means your it is x, and this %d is nothing but your count. That's it. So here it will display whole of the string, and at the end you simply get ch and close it. So this is the one simplest program, two examples where we can solve the problems, any problems, without using any predefined functions. So what are the predefined functions that the string has and how it can be used, that I will describe in the next video lectures. But here we are going to solve some of the problems without using any predefined functions. Okay. As such, these two problems, there have some few more problems that we can solve it. So let's have to the next problem.